Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening. As we're here now on Wednesday, the 16th of April, 2025. Remember, tomorrow's the last trading day before we get to Good Friday. And Good Friday, there's no markets open, so it's the last trading day of the week tomorrow. Keep that in the back of your mind. We're getting a little bounce after a big decline in stock markets today. And the markets were hanging on every word that Fed Chair Powell had today. He was speaking at the Economic Club in Chicago. It was televised, both Bloomberg and Fox and CNBC. And to put it mildly, if you think he's coming to the rescue of this market right now, I don't know what makes you hang on to that. He sounded to me, and he said, they're going to sit and look for a bit here. They don't quite know what they're dealing with. The market's not in a crash mode, in his opinion. Their mandates aren't the stock market. Their mandate is to make sure of full employment, which right now employment numbers haven't been all that bad at all. And then inflation, and why they don't want to cut rates is tariffs are causing inflation. They may be that word that he avoids, transitory, but they're there. And the longer they stay in place, the more inflationary they are. You don't have to believe me. Believe gold. Gold's up to 33.58. So the stock market breaking. You're cracking apart in the dollar index. It's a bounce tonight, but that's 99, not 109. Bonds and notes are flat now, losing a little bit of yield. Some figures came out from the Treasury today, and we saw that in the month of February, not March, February, both Japan and China were actually net buyers of them. So interesting. People think that they sold them recently. I question if it's just not repricing of the market. That you woke up to NVIDIA being punished. So the Trump administration said that they could sell chips that were modified and low end. They built them. Now they got to take a $5.5 billion, that's with a B, $1 billion hit to their books, because who's going to buy those? They'll be, by the time they can get a license for them in China, over a year old. Doubt that China will want them at that point. Some people are telling me they're really not suitable for other data centers. I find that hard to believe. I don't know enough about it, but we'll find out. As we look, you can see that here. And on the energy markets, getting a little bit of a bid because the market is getting concerned about what the U.S. did. The U.S. went in again, and it put more sanctions on China for buying Iranian oil. At the same time, the U.S. let it be known that they have used one of those bunker bombs in Yemen. So I didn't see it on the news. I read it today that they let it loose. They want Iran to see what they are going to do if something doesn't happen. There's a reason we have 2 carrier fleets out there now, and that the administration is now starting to squeeze China. Very shortly, it's going to squeeze Iran. And of course, Iran said, no, we're going to continue to enrich uranium. That's our right. Okay. And the U.S. said they could, but only to 3.57. They want to go higher. They've been going as high as 60, which is near weapons grade. The U.S. won't allow that. Excuse me, still got these allergies. So that's what you're dealing with. Before I get maybe to these charts, why don't we take a look at the day's news for tomorrow? I think that'll be important. And let me get you there right now. Here we are. Your Philly Fed regional business activity comes out at 7:30. They're looking for it slightly lower than last month. Housing starts and permits down. Jobless claims up 2,000 is what the market is looking for. And basically what I think happened today is that Fed Chair Powell didn't agree with one of the other Fed people that was speaking today, and sort of putting it in context that the Fed is not there to cover the market's back just yet. When we look at the S&P index, you can see how the market's pulled back. And even with this big break, you're not back down here. You just pulled back there. It's not the end of the world. People think it was because you were down so much today. But when you look at the chart, you still have the pattern of higher lows, lower highs. I don't like what I'm seeing on that. The market made a rally. Remember I said this is a rally attempt in a bear market to get back to the 18-day average. That's all that you really did, and the market pulled back on you. Same thing as you can see here. And slow stochastics are neutral. When you come to the NASDAQ, if you're a subscriber in the morning, I kept pointing this out in my morning paid subscriber videos. All you're doing is coming up here. This looks to me like a bear market rally and no more, and it's turned out to be so far just that. Now, if you take out this week's highs tomorrow and close strong, we got something else. Do I expect that? No. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but I don't see what's going to make it happen unless we wake up and President Trump says, we've made a deal. And if the first deal that gets made, believe me, this market's waiting to pop to the upside because valuations in stocks have fallen so much, but we're not there yet, and I don't know when or if that'll happen. A bear market rally in the Russell that can't even get to the 18-day average of closes. The DAX followed through, got its first closes over the 18-day average. Look on pullbacks for support here. The market's now on a stilt a little bit. You got to be careful. I don't see anything that I'd want you to do other than the market's overbought, and it's now saying it doesn't need to be that bearish. In the 10-year bond, you keep fighting this battle at the 18-day average now for 2 days. You did it back here. You had 1 day, 2 days actually, where you got back under and now have come back. I'm not seeing a trend in the market whatsoever, nor am I in the 2-year. You still have the lower highs with the arrows pointing down and the closes over the 18-day average. In the dollar index, just the market is saying that until this is over in terms of the tariff play and we know where we're at, not much you can do. And it seems, as I told you, and I've said it most of the days this week, every day you wake up, there's something new with the tariffs or sanctions or something. Now we're sanctioning China again for buying Iranian oil, and we're giving an implied threat to Iran. Either get on board with making a deal soon with the U.S., and we're supposed to meet this weekend again. And if things don't go quick enough for the president, he is bombing heavily in Yemen and using the bunker bomb, as I understand it, to show them what we are prepared to do. So that's a little nasty. As you get to the eurocurrency, higher lows, higher highs, sort of stalling out in an overbought market. The British pound, sideways, but these are all near their highs, so they can afford to stall. They haven't backed off. These are vertical moves that are son of a gun moves to try to catch, by the way. Bitcoin's trying to build itself an area to work from at the 18-day average of closes, void of a trend, in my opinion. And on the energies, a bear market rally, just like in the stock market, is trying to unfold. Target 18-day average, if you can get there, both in that, the WTI, the gasoline, very possible. If you take out today's lows in any of those three, that attempt is over, by the way. Then it looks to me like you're going to come back down. And I thought all week long you might make a run to the 200-day average for the support there in that gas, and you got there today. Is it a difficult time to trade? Absolutely. You wake up every day and it's very hard to make decisions as you try to do this, because it's like going through a Fed open market committee report every day, because we don't know what the changes from the Trump administration are going to be on these tariffs. If you use TradingView, you can get all of my indicators put in it. We're talking the swing lines, we're talking moving averages, we're talking the slow stochastic studies, outside days will be in there, window envelope numbers, everything comes in for you to work with, and it only takes up 2 slots in it. So if you're doing this, all you do is go to our website at iraepstein.com, go to the top right, client resources, give it a click. You'll see the trading view, sign up for it there, and we'll turn it on for you in the morning. And the first thing in the mornings, if you do it at nighttime, we turn it on. If you do it during the day, we turn it on during the day. I'm Ira. You can click up here to get there. You have a great one. I'll catch up with you.